Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Corsosa, and I am back. Like I left my car keys, man, and I am back with another reaction video. In today's reaction video, we are reacting to the greatest rebuild in NBA history. What y'all think right now? Comment down below. Before I even click on the YouTube video that we finna watch, comment below what dynasty or what franchise had the greatest rebuild. Yeah, like 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. Let's get it. The Oklahoma City Thunder. That's who wanted them now. Let's get it.
In 2012, the Oklahoma City Thunder had the second youngest team ever to make the NBA Finals.
2012?
And were expected to become a dynasty, but failed. Harden left that offseason.
They didn't want to give Harden the max.
KD was gone in 2016.
The weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar.
And in 2019, Russell Westbrook was traded as well.
I feel like if Russ left, the team would just die.
The NBA talking heads believe that the Thunder blew their golden opportunity and that it would take decades for the team from the third smallest market to make the NBA Finals again. But as we know now,
third smallest market.
That long. In 2025, OKC's roster was even younger than in 2012, becoming the second youngest team that ever won an NBA championship. And not only did they win the chip, they became one of the most dominant teams of all time, with 4 wins across the entire season, which is the third best result ever. This version of the Thunder is here to stay, and they have all the ingredients to become a dynasty.
Hey, bro, this kind of scared me, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
But what's even more impressive
is that
they're doing it in an era where dynasties are almost impossible due to increasingly strict salary cap restrictions.
I gotta watch the Nugget shit after
all
this.
Thanks to one man, who is, without any doubt, the best general manager in the NBA today, Sam Presti. Thanks to Presti's vision and smart draft choices, the Thunder became champions with the 6th cheapest.
I swear to God, bro. I was like, I'm gonna keep saying this. When I was in junior college, I was looking at mock drafts like for the Nuggets. I always do this. I was looking at mock drafts like, damn, who should we draft? And I stumbled upon Jalen Williams, bro. And when I had Instagram, I posted on my Instagram, Denver Nuggets draft Jalen Williams. Like, I posted on my story and tagged him. Then my homie Malik was like, bro, you don't even know who that is, bro. He not even finna be good, bro. I'm like, bro, he gonna be nice, bro. And then look what he became. An all-star, a champion. Shit, just for the wrong team.
Roster in the NBA. And not only that, they still own the deepest bag of draft picks in NBA history, with 13 first-round picks and 17 second-round picks over the next 6 years. But how they still own the deepest bag of draft picks in NBA history, with 13 first-round picks and 17 second-round picks over the next 6 years. But how did Presti achieve this? How was he able to build a championship roster without overspending and going deep into the luxury tax, while still keeping all those draft picks? This is the story about one of the most humble, hardworking, and most disciplined teams ever, led by one of the most underrated MVPs of all time. And it all started on July 25th, 2019. 9 days earlier, on July 16th, the Thunder traded their beloved son, Russell Westbrook, to Houston, which marked the end of an era that started in 2007 when they drafted Kevin Durant.
I was heartbroken. I mean, I've grown up watching him play and really fell in love with the Thunder.
Just yesterday morning, Russ was on OKC, but just now he's traded for CP3.
With KD, Westbrook, Harden,
and
Paul George, OKC had
Russ for CP3.
Some of the best talent in the NBA, but they could never get over the hump, only making one NBA Finals. And after they traded Russ and ended the dynasty that never was, Presti knew that he had to do things differently.
Russell Westbrook is a force of nature. He has helped, establish the standards that we work by, as have Kevin and the other players that have come before us.
That foundation.
this is a different situation, and I know that Russell will adjust and adapt to that.
So, on that fateful July 25th, he wrote a letter to the Thunder fans, published in the Oklahoman, which is now known as The Letter. It was a heartfelt message to all the fans, part vision board, part manifesto, that explained the future path of the franchise, where Presti stressed the value of patience and discipline, the need to avoid quick fixes and instant gratification, and the challenges of building a contender in a small market. The next great Thunder team is out there somewhere, but it'll take time to seize and discipline to ultimately sustain. No one knew it then. But the groundwork had already been laid for a spectacular rebirth. 6 days before the Westbrook deal, Presti had traded All-Star Paul George to the Los Angeles Clippers for an unprecedented haul of players and picks.
4 first-round picks, 4 unprotected future first-round picks, a protected future first-round pick, 2 pick swaps, Danilo Gallinari,
including a 6'6", wiry second-year point guard from Canada named Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA averaged just 10.8 points and 3.3 assists in his rookie season for the Clippers. And even though he showed great potential, nobody...
Not gonna lie, I seen a vision in him too. Ask my brother, he know.
Could have predicted that he'd become a league MVP. For a small market team, superstars are hard to come by. And Presti knew that the Thunder needed to be bad before they started to be good again. However, things didn't go according to plan initially. And it was all because of one man, Chris Paul. CP3 came to OKC in a Russell Westbrook trade, and at the time he was 34 years old with the worst contract in the NBA. But CP once again proved why Charles Barkley always called him
the best leader in the NBA.
Despite his age, the Hall of Fame point guard played at an MVP level, finishing 7th in MVP voting, making the All-NBA second team, and leading OKC to 5th place in the West, which was better than what the Thunder accomplished the year before, with Russ and PG-13, when they finished 6th. The Thunder almost won the first round.
Oh, this is bubble year. That's why.
Losing 104-102 in Game 7. But even though CP seemingly postponed the Thunder,
was Houston was Harden on that Rockets team still in 2020?
Plans of tanking.
No, he was on whatchamacallit. Who the hell did they lose to? Oh, Russ was still on that team. I think Russ was on the Rockets. No, Russ was on the Rockets.
Round playoff series against Harden and Westbrook's Rockets, losing 104 to
Harden was on there.
7. But even though CP seemingly postponed the Thunder's plans of tanking and acquiring more draft picks, his arrival was invaluable for 2 reasons. The first one was that he was a perfect mentor for Shai, who soaked in advice from the best pure point guard of this millennium and saw his numbers increase to a team-leading 19 points per game. The second reason was that Paul tremendously improved his trade value, and Presti could get another dose of young talent in exchange. In the following offseason, the Thunder traded Chris Paul to Phoenix for Ty Jerome, Jalen LeCue, Kelly Oubre Jr., Ricky Rubio, and a 2022 first-round draft pick.
Damn,
Out of those players, only Ty Jerome ever suited up.
Oubre was on the Thunder.
For more
I never seen him in a jersey though.
Believing that stacking draft capital was the only way forward, and he wasn't done wheeling and dealing there. In the next few weeks, Presti traded the talented two-way point guard Dennis Schroeder to the Lakers and shipped the beloved center Steven Adams to New Orleans. Presti also accepted the bloated contract of Al Horford for some more picks and then traded him mid-season for another first-round pick that became Alperen Sengun. The Thunder's locker room became like a revolving door, with players coming and going seemingly by the hour, as 22 different players played minutes for OKC that season. However, in all that chaos, some players remained constant as the building blocks for the future. Apart from SGA, there was also Luguentz Dort, a 6'4" shooting guard
Luguentz.
for the future.
Who?
Apart from SGA, there was also Luguentz Dort, a 6'4" shooting guard who went undrafted in 2019 and was later signed by the Thunder. Dort wasn't a great shooter, but he was built like a tank and played defense like his life depended on it, because, in all fairness, it kinda did. The league had already made a shift to pace and space basketball, and Presti knew that having multiple agile and strong defenders who can switch was the future of NBA defense, and Dort fit that description perfectly. Other than the two Canadians, there was also Kenrich Williams, another player who was undersized for his position as a 6'6" power forward. But just like Dort, Williams was quick and strong, with defense as his main calling card, suggested by his nickname.
Who's that on? What team?
Strong, with defense as his main calling card, suggested by his nickname, Kenny Hustle. Now, apart from all the players that came in, the Thunder also made a coaching change for the 2021 season. The old-school win-now coach, Billy Donovan, was replaced by the virtually unknown Mark Daigneault, who spent 5 years in the G League coaching the Oklahoma City Blue.
With respect to the next head coach of the Thunder, it gives me...
So is that what the Nuggets trying to do? Is that what the Nuggets trying to do? Move up the G League coach like how the Thunder moved up the AG League coach?
Tremendous pleasure and
we'll see.
To introduce Mark Daigneault.
Daigneault was a blue-collar coach who impressed with his ability to make adjustments, preach defensive basketball, and connect with the players, since he was only 35 years old when he got the head coaching job, making him the second youngest NBA coach ever. Daigneault fit in perfectly with Sam Presti's vision, and in the 2020-21 season, the Thunder achieved their goals. Apart from the development of their young players, namely SGA, who averaged career highs in scoring, assists, and efficiency, they won just 22 games and had the second-best odds of getting the #1 pick. But the luck of the lottery balls wasn't on their side, and they slipped to the #6 spot in the draft.
The Oklahoma City Thunder select
Jokic? Oh, Giddey.
from Melbourne, Australia.
They also drafted Alperen Şengün and Trey Mann in the first round. But even though he was one of the few GMs who realized Şengün's potential, Presti wanted to stack more picks. So he traded the talented Turkish big man to Houston for 2 more firsts. Presti also found...
Imagine if they kept Şengün. Şengün, think that will work?
On Aaron Wiggins deep in the second round. But once again, this was a testing season with 26 different players receiving.
Nah, I like Chet. And Shea better though.
To win games. They finished the 2022 season with 24 wins and the second worst offensive rating in the NBA, despite further improvement from SGA, who had all the freedom to make mistakes and test out his talent, averaging 24 points and 6 assists per game. However, this time, the lottery gods worked in their favor. Despite having the 4th best odds, OKC moved up in the draft and were rewarded the 2nd overall pick. They used it on Chet Holmgren, a talented 7'2" center from Gonzaga. With the 12th pick, which was the result of the Paul George trade, the Thunder selected a player who was considered a pretty big reach at the time.
The Oklahoma City Thunder.
A pretty big reach. I seen the potential.
Select Jalen Williams from Santa Clara University.
Another versatile defender standing at 6'6", with an enormous 7'2" wingspan. And with the last pick of the first round, Presti found Peyton Watson, whom he immediately traded to Denver for a first-round pick in 2020.
Yeah, you took our other nigga, might as well give us Peyton Watson.
7. With the 34th pick...
Oh, wait. What pick we had?
Immediately traded to Denver for a first-round pick in 2027. With the 34th pick, the Thunder selected... guessed it, was another strong and versatile defender with a long wingspan. See, Presti, Daigneault, and the Thunder management believe that you can teach great defenders to shoot rather than trying to draft great shooters who don't have the size and wingspan to defend. But before even
say that one more time.
Daigneault and the Thunder management believe that you can teach great defenders to shoot rather than trying to draft great shooters who don't have the size and wingspan to defend. But before even the 2023 season started, the Thunder got some horrible news. After a strong summer league performance, their 2nd pick in the draft, Chet Holmgren, hurt his foot during a pro-am pickup game in Seattle, trying to contest a LeBron layup in transition. Before he had played a single minute of NBA basketball, Chet's season was over.
The question about him from open and tap was how frail he would be because he's so skinny.
But even in his absence, there were still plenty of positives for OKC. SGA turned into a superstar, averaging 31.4 points per game, making his first All-Star and All-NBA first team, and finishing 5th in the MVP voting. Jalen Williams showed plenty of promise, averaging 14 points per game with phenomenal defense and strong shooting percentages, finishing 2nd in the Rookie of the Year voting behind Paolo Banchero. Other role players like Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, Jalen, and Kenrich Williams also had strong seasons, and the Thunder finished the year with a 40-42 record. making the play-in. OKC beat the Pelicans in the 9-10 game, then lost to the Wolves with a chance to make the playoffs. But even without the postseason, the 2023 season was a great success and proved that the Thunder was on the right track. In the 2023 draft,
see, that's love.
Derek Lively with the 12th
I like
pick,
that.
once again showing that he was one of the best talent evaluators in the league. However, Lively would never play for the Thunder.
Damn, nigga.
Presti selected Derek Lively with the 12th pick, once again showing that he was one of the best.
Damn, this nigga know how to draft.
However, Lively would never play for the Thunder, who traded him to Dallas for Davis Bertans and Cason Wallace, with the latter fitting into the Thunder's MO of strong, versatile defenders. When the season started, Chet made his
Cason Wallace was pissing me off in the playoffs a little bit.
Debut, providing the rim protection that the Thunder were desperately lacking, with 2.3 blocks per game, along with 16 points and 8 rebounds. Holmgren finished second in Rookie of the Year voting, behind Victor Wembanyama, and Jalen Williams averaged 19.
Damn, 99 votes.
Of becoming an All-Star. But the biggest story of the season was Shea. SGA was scoring at will, with his patented change of pace and throwing defenders off balance, thriving in the mid-range.
That nigga played just like me, bro.
Shea scored 30-plus points in 51 games of the season, which was a feat only achieved by 11 other players. And for the season, SGA averaged 30.1 points, 6.2 assists, and 2 steals per game. Throughout the season, he was neck and neck with Nikola Jokic for the MVP award, which ultimately went to the Serbian big man, but was strongly disputed by some analysts.
I thought the SGA should have been the MVP.
For a rebuild, the Thunder won 57 games.
I gotta listen to that hating ass nigga. Nigga hate on every big. That nigga hate on every big that do good, bro. Fuck Shaq.
The most delusional fan couldn't have predicted. In the playoffs, the Thunder swept the Pelicans in the first round.
And the youngest one seed in NBA history is moving on to the second round.
But against Dallas in the second round, it was clear that they were still very young, with some holes in their roster. The Mavericks defeated OKC in 6 games, namely because the Thunder couldn't rebound the ball or defend the three-point line. So, for the next season, Presti decided to patch up those holes by signing center Isaiah Hartenstein, with the biggest contract that OKC ever gave anybody in free agency. Furthermore, they traded Josh Giddey to Chicago for Alex Caruso to bolster their perimeter defense and add championship experience.
The Oklahoma City Thunder get Caruso in exchange for Giddey, and everyone on the internet wanted to know, wait, straight up? Presti's done it again? No picks involved?
And they also drafted a promising Serbian guard, Nikola Topic, despite knowing that he'd missed the entire season with a torn ACL. Now, the rebuild was complete, and the Thunder had a deep roster with no weaknesses, filled with strong, lanky, and quick defenders. So when the 2025 season started, OKC looked unbeatable, with 7 straight wins to start and just 7 losses after the first 41 games. Up until the last 2 weeks of the regular season, it looked like the Thunder could join the 2016 Warriors and the 1996 Bulls as the only teams to win 70 games in a season. But with the #1 seed secured nearly a month before the season ended, they let their foot off the gas, finishing the year with 68 wins and just 14 losses, which was still good enough for the 5th best regular season result of all time. They had the best defensive rating in the NBA, a cohesive unit filled with plug-and-play swingmen who closed out the perimeter better than anyone we've ever seen in the era of pace and space basketball. It was a direct result of Presti's draft choices, who insisted on long, switchable defenders perfectly suited to defend modern NBA scorers.
This is a great team from top to bottom. This is, again, one of the best defensive teams.
I gotta watch some Nugget shit after this,
the Thunder
bro.
had chaos creators, and we've rarely seen so many good defensive players on one team. They destabilized opposing offenses with an insane average of 21.7 points per game after turnovers. Meanwhile, OKC allowed the fewest points after turnovers because it was difficult to even start a fast break against them and score in the paint, where they also dominated the rest of the game. Also, in the last break against them and score in the paint, where they
all fucking playoffs. All playoffs. That's a foul. He ain't even touching the ball. Oh, wait, is he? No, I see a hand. Where my mouse at? It ain't that deep. Fuck it. Oh, it's got. Oh, look. Chet not touching ball. He touching wrist. He touching wrist. Because that's Jokic hand on the ball. They're fouling him.
So dominated the
in
rest
4K. All fucking playoffs.
Years, no team has allowed fewer points from the main basketball action, the pick and roll. And in many other defensive aspects, we'd find Mark Dagnall's team at the top. Their success was even more impressive if you consider the fact that their big men, Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren, missed a combined 75 games. Thanks to their stifling defense and the third best offense, the Thunder finished the year with a 12.87 margin of victory, which was the largest point differential in NBA history, along with the largest number of double-digit wins in the season. But
I'm not even realizing, was they really that dominant, y'all? I only focus on the Nuggets, bro. Was they really that dominant?
Even though the Thunder had one of the deepest teams in the league, with many players contributing to their success, the head of the snake, the guy that started everything, was Shea. Playing the most complete basketball of his career, SGA averaged a league-leading 32.4 points per game, shooting nearly 50, 40, 90 for the season. On top of his scoring, he played excellent team defense, with 1.7 steals and 1 block per game, a career-high 6.4 assists and 5 rebounds. Even though the Joker had another historic season, averaging a triple-double, SGA deservingly won the MVP award.
For you, it's always been team first.
Deservingly? Really? Deservingly? Really?
But you led this team to the best record in the NBA, the most wins in franchise history. Congratulations. You are the NBA Kia MVP.
The Thunder had
she was like
2K averaging double figures in scoring, led by Jalen Williams and his 21.6 points per game. J-Dub was one of only 12 players who averaged 21, 5, and 5 for the season, which earned him a selection to the All-NBA third team. But all of this don't mean a thing if you don't win the ring. And when the playoffs started, the Thunder opened with a bang. In Game 1 against the Grizzlies, OKC won by 51 points, which was the 6th biggest win in NBA playoff history. Game 2 was another blowout, but the Grizzlies finally showed up in Game 3, leading by 29 points in the middle of the second quarter. But then Ja Morant got hurt, and without their best player, Memphis fell apart. OKC won that game, which was the second largest comeback in playoff history.
Bro, that game was crazy, bro. Like, you just had a feeling they was going to win that, bro. They was going to come back and win that, bro, just watching it. But if Ja Morant never got injured, we wouldn't even be in this situation. Thunder would have been out because he said if he didn't get injured, they would have beat him because he figured them out. That's Ja Morant words. He said he figured them out. If he didn't get injured, we would not be in this situation.
He just went down in Memphis where the Grizzlies had a 29-point lead, only to have Oklahoma City come back and beat them 114-108.
And then Game 4 was just a formality, as the Thunder closed out the series and swept the Grizzlies. But in the second round, a much tougher opponent awaited, the Denver Nuggets and Shea's only opponent in the MVP race, Nikola Jokic. And it didn't start well for OKC. After Aaron Gordon's crazy last-second dunk sealed Game 1 for Denver, OKC crushed the Nuggets in Game 2, winning by 43. But when the series went to
the Nuggets always do that shit. Ooh, look at that. I'm going to watch a game there next season for Shosky.
Colorado, the Nuggets took the lead again, winning in overtime. Game 4 was the most pivotal.
It got to be a big, good game, though. Who should I go see there? Like, I don't know. OKC in the mountain? That'd be crazy. I'm going to look up the dates for that. OKC in the mountain. Hopefully, but it'll have to be after All-Star break, though.
Game of the series. And if Denver won that game, they'd take a 3-1 lead, which would be almost
that'd be nice, though, right?
Tension was palpable. And in the first quarter,
OKC versus Nuggets in the mountain.
Combined.
Tied for the lowest combined.
That's what I might have to do.
History. What do you attribute the low scoring affair to?
The Nuggets got out of the funk better.
Russ.
In 3 quarters, they led by 6, and OKC needed their superstars to step up and save the season. But the Thunder wasn't built on star power.
Oh!
It was built on team defense and unselfishness. Yes, SGA led all players in scoring in the 4th quarter, but it was OKC's suffocating defense, big threes off the bench from Case and Wallace, and a steady contribution from all players that ultimately made a comeback and won Game 4 for the Thunder. After that, both teams won their home games, which meant the series was going to Game 7.
I picked OKC to win this series in 7 games before it started. I'm sticking with that pick.
In the deciding game in Oklahoma, with Aaron Gordon playing on one leg,
Gordon is grabbing his left hamstring.
and Alex Caruso displaying a defensive masterclass in bothering Nikola Jokic and denying him the ball for the entire game, the Nuggets didn't stand a chance. OKC crushed them 125-93, advancing to their first conference finals since KD's final
crushed them
in 2016.
That nigga need to change his vocab, bruh. I swear to God, bruh. Crushed. What was the score? I don't like how he talking right now, though, bro. He needs to switch his vocab up, bro.
Advancing to their first conference finals since KD's final season with the team in 2016.
The MVP.
The MVP.
Playoffs, it's down to 4 teams remaining as we welcome you to Oklahoma City.
Against the Timberwolves, the Thunder started off strong, winning both games by double digits. But in Game 3, a slap in the face as the Wolves destroyed OKC, winning by 42 points.
Turnovers early. They were more physical earlier, and they made shots and we missed shots. It's humbling. It's good. Basketball's humbling.
Game 4 was once again the most important game, and the hardest one for the Thunder to win. But in what was maybe their most mature performance in the playoffs, the young OKC players never wavered, winning a close game 128-126, led by 40 points from Shea and 34 from J-Dub. And when they returned home in front of their loud fans, the Thunder finished off the Wolves like they did the Nuggets, with a big blowout.
I'm getting tired of this nigga. Ain't range me. Why you gotta bring us up? Why do you have to bring us up? You passed us already. Why do you have to bring us up? This nigga pissing me off now, bruh. This might be the last video I watch from this nigga. He really getting me mad, bruh. Like, why you gotta bring up the Nuggets?
Similar to theirs. The Indiana Pacers were
bring us up again. I'm disliking the video.
Playing with a deep bench at a frenetic pace and with enough shooting that could really torch the Thunder. The Pacers were a serious threat, and OKC realized it straight away as the Pacers completed another crazy comeback in Game 1 with a game winner from Halliburton after trailing the entire game.
Halliburton looking. Halliburton driving, pulls off, jump shot. It's good! It's good!
OKC won Game 2.
Oh, that was a game winner?
Halliburton looking.
I thought his went. He went to the key and then to the 3.
Halliburton driving, pulls off, jump shot. It's good! It's good!
OKC won Game 2, but in their first home game, Indy won Game 3, and OKC was on the ropes once again. However, in another crucial Game 4, they stuck to the same formula. 2+1. 2 superstars in SGA and J-Dub, plus a big contribution from one bench player equals victory. Shea
Caruso.
Williams had 27, and the guy off the bench that got hot was Alex Caruso, who made 7 out of 9 shots for 20 points, and the Thunder tied the series.
Body!
And even though everybody played their part, Game 5 of the series will forever be known as the J-Dub game. Jalen Williams played the best game of his career.
What did y'all, 40?
40 points on 40.
See, I remember this shit, bruh.
Hitting every big shot to clinch the victory for OKC, while Indiana lost 2 games in a row in the playoffs.
I'm gonna keep saying this. I told Nuggets to draft him.
First time. In fact, they hadn't lost 2 games in a row since March 10th, which shows how good they've been.
Yeah, I mean, we've had our backs against the wall many times.
They what?
Since March 10th, which shows how
2
good
games in a row since March 10th.
I mean, we've had our backs against the wall many times over the last 2 years. Had to figure out different ways to win, and so everybody's got to be prepared, and starts with me. And we all got to be better.
In both games 4 and 5, Jalen Williams had been the best player on the Thunder on both ends of the floor, and that's when he truly transformed into a superstar. But the series wasn't over yet, because in Game 6 in Indiana, the Pacers turned everything back to square one,
Mind you,
winning the game.
I think he's playing with a broken wrist at this point. I'm sure of. That's what they said.
Blowout.
A lot of people favored OKC, myself included, but I expected a...
So he was dropping them crazy numbers. These 40 balls, these 34 balls.
Indiana looked like they could go
with a broken wrist.
Jumping out to an early lead with 9 points from Halliburton in the first 6 minutes.
Puts it in, back-to-back threes for Tyrese Halliburton.
But then the Pacers' point guard fell to the floor, grabbed his lower leg, and we all knew what happened.
Oh, you get in a situation like this, you're just sick to your stomach with a young man.
Playing with a calf injury is always risky. When you fall...
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. When he went down, I went and put $500 on the Thunder. But I only won $200, bro. That was probably my only time betting. Alright. I forgot what I said. I just got a good message. But, yeah, I put $500 on Thunder to win the finals. I only won $200, bro. It was a good 200.
Fall to the floor without anybody touching you, it can only mean one thing: a torn Achilles. Without their best player, the Pacers were fighting valiantly, but they couldn't overcome the deficit of losing Halliburton. In the third quarter, OKC's suffocating defense did its thing for the last time that season, like an anaconda that's slowly taking the oxygen out of its...
Bro, Wakano kept turning the ball over crazy. Bro, my brother and my homie D-Rose, they was talking about Wakano going crazy. But no, that nigga is the point guard, bro. They lead with him. And this nigga, he's scoring, but this nigga turning the ball over every 3 times in a row, and then he'll go and score. It's like, goddamn, you gotta control the ball, and then if it's not him turning the ball, it's somebody else. And he's the leader of the pack, being a point guard. He gotta set the tone. He just going hella fast, turning that shit over, bro.
Raise locks. The Thunder won the game 103-91. And finally became NBA champions, with the second youngest roster to ever win the title. With 30.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 1.9 steals, and 1.6 blocks per game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was deservedly named the Finals MVP.
The same player won the regular season MVP.
I gotta get me a Shai jersey, man. I fuck with Shai.
The scoring title, and now he's your Finals MVP. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I'll get my say-so after the video.
Becoming only the 4th player ever to win the scoring title, the MVP, and the Finals MVP in the same season, after Kareem, Jordan, and Shaq. Shai wasn't always perfect. In certain games, he was forcing his shot, especially in games 4 and 6. But for the majority of the time, SGA managed to use his relentless aggression and ability to penetrate to create a series of easy shots for his teammates. He wasn't as efficient.
And that's all college, bro. Easy reads like that. When you go to the middle, and then the nigga drop, the corners are always open because the nigga dropping. If you don't drop, the nigga at the block gonna be open.
Ability to penetrate to create a series of easy shots for his teammates. He wasn't as efficient.
The game is so easier when you can get to the middle. That's why I'm so nice. It's so easy for me to blow by. When I'm playing basketball, I don't even see my first defender, bro. I look for the help in the double teams when I play, bro. I'm not even worried about the first nigga in front of me, bro, because that's easy pickings.
As he usually is, but he did everything else at an exceptional level. And even though the haters will say that Shai is a foul-baiting, free-throw merchant,
there's one caveat. There is a narrative about our guy, our potential MVP, that he might be a bit of a flopper.
The truth is that Shai attempted 217 free throws in 23 playoff games, which doesn't even rank in the top 10.
I respect it. It's a part of the game. But at the time, during like playoffs, was going to get him. I have to say he's a flopper. You know, I had to talk a little trash. But I respect it, bro. He getting his money. It's a part of the games. He not calling the fouls on himself. It's the refs calling it, bro. So it's like, what can he do, bro?
Of all time. For example, D-Wade attempted 250 freebies in 23 games of his 2006 championship run, and Jordan attempted 229 in 1989, without even making it to the finals. Some other haters will say that OKC got lucky with injuries to star players, namely Halliburton in the finals,
Yeah.
Gordon in the
Yeah.
in the first round.
Yeah.
That those injuries helped them. Luck.
Hey, it happened to the Warriors too. It happened to the Nuggets though. We beat everybody. Durant, Ayton, Booker, LeBron, AD, D. Russell, Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Gabe Vincent. Who else? Am I missing the team? Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, Mike Conley, Jaden McDaniels. We beat all them boys. All healthy, boy. Stop playing with us.
Is part of the sport. And you can't blame OKC for staying healthy. They played
Can't.
the best, most consistent basketball all season.
You
The
can't-
two best
yep.
players delivered when it mattered most, and the
Yep.
bench, which they utilized the whole season, provided a push when needed.
Yep.
You have to compliment Coach Daigneault as well, who made
Yep.
timely adjustments and kept the spirits high despite facing series deficits against the Nuggets and the Pacers.
Get it in a manageable spot. We got a lot of game left, right? But we got to ramp up our stuff, all right?
Daigneault is a rare coach who can not only develop players, but can also get them to play hard, play together, and put their opponents in a straitjacket on defense. And that's especially hard to do with a young roster, no matter the talent they have. But the biggest praise of all has to go to Sam Presti, the architect of this team, and the mastermind whose personnel decisions almost always prove to be right. Not only were the Thunder the 24th cheapest team in the NBA, which makes them the cheapest team that ever won an NBA championship, but they are also in the best position to win in the future, thanks to the plethora of draft picks they still possess. The average weighted age of a championship team across league history is roughly 28 years old. The Thunder's age throughout their championship run was 24.6, which makes them the youngest champion ever. Heck, some of their players are so young that the first alcoholic drink of their lives
I actually just had my first drink, so I'm like working on that.
was champagne after winning the championship. We've had 7 different NBA champions in the last
That's
7
a flex.
years. And in the age of the hard salary cap and the daunting second apron restrictions, every dollar and every draft pick matters. But because they have cap space and plenty of picks,
they're not in like under the same stress as some of these other teams are, where they have to break up the team because they're facing second apron pressure. Not only that, but the Thunder have 15.
Is this video updated?
Over the next 7 years, including 2. They have 2 tomorrow night, including the 15th pick.
the Thunder could become a dynasty if they stay healthy and keep making smart decisions. And knowing Sam Presti, they probably will, which spells trouble for the rest of the NBA.
This is who they drafted?
Knowing Sam Presti, they probably.
Should we be on the lookout for these boys? Should we be on the lookout for these boys? They look like they got another big, another forward, like small forward, shooting guard, and another big.
Which spells trouble for the rest of the NBA.
We'll see.
Thank you
Another
for
wing.
watching. And if you like this one, we have another video for you right here.
But I ain't gonna lie, after watching this video, I gained a little more respect for the Thunder because they got it out the mud. They got it out the draft picks. The way Sam Presti did his shit. Like, he knew what he was doing. He had his plan and he cooked up, bro. And it all fell into fruition. I think that's how you say it. The way they ended up with that second pick to get Chet was so lovely for them, bro. Then they stole fucking Jalen Williams from us. But gave us, I didn't know we got Peyton Watson from them. Should have gave us Jalen Williams. But I fuck with you, P-Swap. But is this the greatest rebuild in NBA history? I think so. I ain't seen nothing better than this, bro. And so fast though. That was like some 2K rebuild shit. But this is your boy Corso, so I'm out, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.